Rise and grind gears, my name is Tetsyumi, and welcome back to episode 31 of our Terraria 1.4 Calamity mod playthrough. Time-lapse intro. We're getting straight into it in this episode. This time-lapse is of me mining a whole bunch of auric ore, because this now spawns in the cavern layer now that we have defeated Yaren, and auric ore turns into auric bars, which is pretty much the final tier of progression for the Calamity mod. There's like technically one other tier, but that comes after you defeat the final two bosses of the game. It's sort of just like the last tier, last upgrades you can make before you go back and do like boss rush and stuff. So this is technically the last like progression tier for like our stage of the game, which is pretty cool. So basically, we're mining up a whole bunch of this because if you guys didn't watch last episode, again, we beat Yaren, and now we are going into the Exo Mechs, which is one of the final two bosses in the entire Calamity mod, and because of that, we're going to be changing our loadout yet again from a ranger loadout that it is right now into a magic loadout. So not only do we have to go ahead and get ourselves the new tier of armor, but we have a ton of new weapons and a few accessories to make, so this is why I'm just going and mining a bunch of this. So after I finish this, we can come back here and make all the stuff we gotta make. I'll be honest, I don't know how long that time lapse is gonna be compared to me actually talking, because it's really not too much mining. I mean, we did get a lot of this auric ore, like we got 1,200 pieces, but I'm pretty sure it costs like 60 to make a bar, or something. It costs 60 ore to make a bar, so I really hope this is enough. I guess if it's not, we can always go mining again. But yeah, so basically this is our list for things we want to craft this episode. We obviously got ourselves the armor. We have the Celestial Tracers, which is the final upgrade here to the Elysian Tracers, which is going to be pretty cool. We got ourselves a few weapons, the Aether Flux Cannon, Helium Flash, Void Vortex, the Wand, and then the rest is just Dragon Fruit that increases my health. The Ethereal Talisman, which is basically the only equipment that I want to make for the Mage class, which is using the Sigil of Calamitous. Basically, it's just pretty cool. It does everything the Sigil of Calamitous does, which is like the Mana Flower plus a little bit of extra damage. But then it also... What does it do? Is that it? Does this do anything different? Oh, barely. It just gives me more mana. But anyway, I'm going to probably replace my Elemental Quiver with that equipment. And then I also might throw this on too, because this also does like a 15% increased magic damage, which is really good, and I'm pretty sure it will stack. So I might do that, but either way, we're going to make ourselves this Ethereal Talisman. And the last thing is just a summon weapon, which is the Midnight Sun Beacon. And I'm really hoping that I'll have enough minion slots for it, because basically, I just want to replace this thing, because I usually put this thing on during boss fights. And I only have 3 minion slots right now. So, hopefully it only costs 1. I mean, I would assume so. It doesn't say anything different. So, with that being said, let's go ahead and get to crafting. I lied. I'm a fucking liar. Before we actually get to crafting, there's one thing I want to do first, which is actually purchase ourselves another Yaren treasure bag, because we did get a magic weapon from Yaren already, which is this Phoenix Flame Barrage, which is pretty cool. But there's a second magic weapon we can get from Yaren that also looks cool, and let's see if I get it. I did not. Let's see if we get lucky now, spending all my money again. We didn't. Okay, do I have enough if I sell all this again? Let's see. There we go, we got it. It's this thing, the Celestial Yaren's Crystal, which as far as I know is basically the same thing as like the last prism. So if I like fire it here, yeah, it's like, wow, that takes up a lot of mana, but it's the same thing as the last prism. So I will go ahead and showcase that once I showcase all the other magic weapons. Alright, it's crafting time. Let's go ahead and throw all of this stuff in here, and hopefully I can do this in one foul swoop. So first off is going to be the Auric Tesla armor. Actually, no, first off is going to be the Auric ore. So let's see, is that just being right down here? It is. There we go. Let's craft as much of this as we can, which is 100 bars. Not bad, I don't think. I really don't know if that's good or not. I guess how much does like this cost? 12? So we should be fine. Oh, do I not have the other armor pieces? I don't. I never made the Silva armor. Okay. Alright, actually, I don't need to make any other armor. I can just literally take off the armor I have on now and put that in here. And then there we go. That should give me everything I need to make this stuff, except it looks like, except for the magic one. I need to go ahead and make myself a magic helmet. But you know what? That's fine. We can do that. We can do that later. That's whatever. We'll go ahead and make the first 2 pieces of armor now, and that's good enough. Next is going to be the Celestial Tracers. So here we go. Right there, bam. Next is the Aether Flux Cannon. So first off, we need this Nano Purge, and then we can craft the Aether Flux Cannon. Next is this Helium Flash here. Then the Voltic Climax going into the volatile, whatever, Void Vortex. I did not remember that name. The Wand. The Midnight Sun Beacon, which is that summon weapon. And then finally, we got the Ethereal Talisman, and then the last thing is the Dragon Fruit, which I actually never even checked if I had enough to make, or if I can spell dragon. Dragon, please. Oh my god, I am... Ooh, that was a bit hard, but there we go. We made it through. That should be everything. Actually, the last thing that I forgot to do is we can go ahead and make ourselves the helmet now, because I got the Silva, whatever thing. This one? Yeah, this one. I got the Silva mask cap off camera. So there. And now we officially have everything that we wanted to craft. That was, honestly, that was record time. That might have been even faster than the speed run. Alright, and I am back. I went ahead and reforged all of these weapons to their best modifier. And also, I went ahead and reforged both of these to warding. And this turtle is getting in my way. So you know what? Might as well start off with the wand. I also ordered these in what I think will be weakest or like least cool to most cool. But with that being said, I've already seen the wand. I've seen, like, what it does already, so I'm kind of biased towards it. It is very cool, though. Where did that turtle go? So, can I just, like, click, or is it, like, projectile? Oh, my god. That is so cool. That is so cool. So, if you guys don't know what this does, it casts a tornado similar to the one, actually identical to the one that Yaren cast against you in his fight, which is so cool. Look at that. That is so cool. It goes really high, too. So, I think the gimmick is, it has, like, really low base damage or something. Like, you see, it only has 23 magic damage. But I think it does, like, 500 damage per tick of, like, an enemy that's getting hit by it. Let's see. Yeah, like somewhere around there. It's, like, 800 or something. It's really good, though. It doesn't last too long, which I'm a little bit upset about, because I kind of want to just, like, place this down mid-fight and then forget about it for a while. But, you know what, it's probably going to be something good to, like, switch back to every now and then. Before I actually forget, because I currently cannot do anything, let's go ahead and put on the Celestial Tracers first off and check out how these look. First off, they are beautiful. Damn, love that. Angelic wings right there. I'm very fast, happy with that. Next up, we have ourselves the armor. So, we got the Auric Tesla armor. Let's go ahead and throw all of those on. First off, all of these individually have a really good bonus, like 30% increased magic damage. This one is like 100 max life. Some other stuff, you freeze enemies near you when you are struck, like, okay. 10% increased movement speed, 12% increased damage, all that stuff. But then the set bonus is Magic Tarragon, Bloodfire, and Silva armor effects. All projectiles spawn a healing or auric orbs on enemy hits. Max run speed and acceleration boosted by 5%. That was a little bit overshadowed by the other effects. But that's really cool. I don't remember what the effects of the Bloodflare, Silva, and like Tarragon armors are. But oh wow, you know what? I am really fast right now. Oh my god. Yeah, like the Celestial Tracers mixed with like this armor set's 5% increased acceleration. I feel so fast. Like that's awesome. I will say though, I'm kind of missing the dash, because the Godslayer armor, it had a set effect where, like, if you pressed a keybind, you'd give it, like, a God dash. That was really cool. I'm kind of missing that. But you know what? This is still cool. I still like this. I almost forgot, but we also got ourselves the Ethereal Talisman, so you can read what it does. Basically, it's just kind of like a mana flower mixed with some, like, increased damage. It gave me a lot of extra mana, though. Actually, I'm happy with that. And then finally, we got ourselves the Dragon Fruit, which permanently increases our maximum life by 25. So currently, we're at 915. Hit this, and then we're going 940. Bam, perfect, easy. And with that all being done, we can go ahead and test out some of the rest of these weapons. So I do have a lot of mana potions with me right now. Hopefully I won't run out, but I do remember this thing guzzled mana. So I guess let's just check it out. Here we go. Of course, the solar eclipse is happening. Of course. It is guzzling mana. Yeah, no, it is guzzling. Oh, actually, I forgot. So, the way you need to make this thing work is you have to toggle visibility on for it to, like, consume all the mana potions and stuff like that. But, yeah. I mean, this thing's shredding. Single target damage is hitting, like... It's hitting, like, 27,000, which is really good. I am guzzling mana. That's for sure. Like, guzzling mana. It's not terrible. But, like, I'm drinking a lot. A lot of, like, mana, like, mage builds at this stage in the game have the Chaos Stone active, which basically replaces this mana sickness debuff with a mana burn debuff. So basically, instead of like having decreased magic damage from the mana sickness, you would just have like some regular damage, like you would just lose a bit of health. But personally, I'm not really a fan of that. But I don't know, I could put that on if I wanted to. Maybe if I'm getting like absolutely bodied by the mana sickness, like lack of damage, then I could do that. For now, I'm just gonna not worry about it. And much like not worrying about that, let's go ahead and cancel the solar eclipse, because goddamn is it loud and annoying. Alright, here we go. So next up, we got ourselves the Aether Flux Cannon. So let's go ahead and read what this thing does. Fires a barrage of phased god rays that pass through terrain. Also does 589 magic damage. I've never even fired or seen this weapon before, so let's see what it does. Ooh! Oh, that's really cool. It's very loud, but that's really cool. It's doing about 18, 19, just call it 20k damage a second. I like this thing. It fires really fast. It's cool. I wonder if it infinitely pierces. I feel like it would, right? Because, like, it goes through all terrain. That's what it said. So let's see. It does not. I can't quite tell how much pierce it's getting. I mean, but that is a lot of damage. So not infinite, maybe like 5 or so pierce. I don't know, that's just like an arbitrary number I threw out. But that's cool, okay. Next, we got the Helium Flash. The power of a galaxy, if only for mere moments, launches a volatile star cores, which erupt into a colossal fusion blasts. I mean, this just sounds dope, and it also does 4,000 damage, so it's probably gonna be pretty good. Let's go ahead and check it out. Ooh! Okay, also a little bit of healing effect there. This is cool. This is really cool. I mean, like, infinitely piercing, because, like, it has an explosion, right? So I'm sure this would, like, rack up damage. And rack up damage it does. It fires faster than I thought it would, honestly. Like, it says extremely... Oh, no, it says extremely strong knockback. I, for some reason, thought that was extremely slow speed. But it's just regular, very slow speed. But honestly, this is good. This seems like a good weapon. And finally, we got a weapon that I think might be my favorite, just because it's an upgrade to one of the other magic weapons that was my favorite, which was this Magnetic Meltdown, if you guys remember that. Basically, it just launched a bunch of, like, magnet spheres. And this is the direct, and I think final upgrade to that, the Void Vortex. So it conjures a swirling vortex of supercharged magnet spheres around the cursor. Let's go ahead and check this out. Oh my god! Oh, that's not what I expected it to do at all. Oh, weird. Okay, so can it go, like, anywhere on the screen, then, if I zoom out all the way? It can. Yeah, anywhere on the screen. Wow. And then if it gets close to something, it'll, like, it'll start shooting stuff at it. It does good damage, like, just on a single fire, and if I, like, continuously hold it down, that's good. Oh my god, that's crazy damage, actually. This is really cool. So I thought it would kind of actually shoot out a projectile, like similar to, I guess, these other weapons. But no, it's just like a point and click kind of thing. I can hold down the button here and... Yeah, no, I just like this. This is just really cool. But gamers, there we go. And with that, there's only one thing left to do, which is actually go ahead and fight the Exo Mechs, which is the second to last boss in the game. But I think, before I do that, I think there is technically one more thing I need to do, which is go ahead and get myself this Auric Quantum Cooling Cell, which is the final piece to this Codebreaker down here. If I go into my underground laboratory, I think I slapped this, like, in here. Yeah. There we go. So yeah, here we go. I think this is it, right? So I think if I press contact, that's kind of what starts the Exo Mechs thing. Because, like, all it says to summon it is just by using a high-tech computer, which, like, that is literally what this is. The Codebreaker is the high-tech computer. So I guess let's contact? Oh? Oh, it's shooting something in the air. Oh, what's happening? Oh. Oh, it's my guy! It's Draedon! What's up? I have waited long for this moment. Your nature fascinates me, for I do not understand it. You will face my creations, which I have not surpassed, which have surpassed gods, and you will show me your disposition through battle. Now choose. Oh shit, okay, I choose like here. Thanatos, a serpentine terror with impervious armor and innumerable laser turrets. Ares, a heavyweight diabolical monstrosity with 4 exo super weapons. Or Artemis and Apollo, a pair of extremely persistent automations with unstable energy reservations. This sounds so cool. I wonder, can I actually go away from like Draedon and still have the choice here? Okay, I can. Good, because I want to go and fight them in this arena over here. But this is so sick. It's clearly mirroring like the mechanical bosses fights. Like we got Thanatos for the Destroyer, we got Ares for Skeletron Prime, and then Artemis and Apollo for the twins. I mean, I want to fight them all, honestly. Should we just go in order? Should we try and do like Thanatos first? Or should we do it in like the actual order of how you would normally fight the mechanical bosses? I think we should do that, which, I mean, I guess, you know, either way, it's going to be Thanatos first. So I'm going to go ahead and zoom out here. And also, I'd never even showed this. The Divine Sunlight Beacon. So this summons a UFO to vaporize enemies. Oh, it's going to shoot up. Oh, cool. Okay. It spawned a little guy. How many of these can I have? There's no way I can have this many. There's no way I can have this. Okay. 2 is my... 2 is my max. That makes sense. I was gonna say, like, I do not have the minion slots for that many minions, but okay. So, I guess let's get this going. We'll try and use the helium flash for this fight, right? Because, like, this is a worm enemy. So here we go. Where's it get? It's down to the ground. Oh my god. Oh, it's lagging a bit. Oh, this guy's so cool looking. Oh my god, look at him. Oh, there's the lasers. This guy is so cool looking. Damn! And this music. I know I'm talking over it right now, but holy shit. This music is insane. Oh, and there's Draedon. He's just watching the fight. Okay. About to watch me clobber this guy. Oh, I have adrenaline here. Let's go ahead and use it. 80%? Is that good? Oh, it's not taking damage anymore. It has a new phase now or something? I wonder, do I need to hit this boss in the head? Or is this just like a phase shift kind of thing? I can't really tell when I'm doing damage, but like I am doing damage. Alright, I have a... Oh my god! Whoa! That is... What the hell are you? What is happening? What? Oh my god! Wait, is this like all of them now or something? Did they all spawn in? Oh, I'm gonna die. Dude, what is this? What do I do? What the hell is... What is happening? I don't know what to do. I don't know what to dodge or... Like, what, there's just too much on screen. There's too much on screen, dude. What is this? What? I'm about to die. I'm about to die. I'm about to die and I don't even know, like, how. What is happening? What was that? What? I don't. I just don't. Oh my god. Okay. So looking back at the footage, I think I may have figured it out. So basically you choose one to fight in, like, I guess the first, like, phase, first 70% or something. And then after that, the other 2 spawn in? Right? Maybe? I don't know. So, like, if I choose Thanatos, like I did last time, then Ares and then Artemis and Apollo will spawn in, and this guy will, like, despawn. Or if I choose, like, Ares, then Thanatos and Artemis will spawn in? Maybe? I mean, I really don't know, but I guess I'll go ahead and test out my theory right now. Alright, so let's see. 3, 2, now. So, yep, okay, so this is this guy. I was right about that. I wonder if it's easier to stand still for, like, this fight, because this guy is stationary on screen. So I wonder if that kind of makes a difference at all. I feel like maybe it'll be a little bit easier to dodge. Or not. It doesn't really... Oh god, that did a lot of damage. Maybe it doesn't matter as much. Actually, if I use this weapon, though, I can get a lot of damage in, probably. Yeah, let me try this. Did that work? Oh, I think it did. Okay. Yes, so I think my theory was correct then. I died, but that's fine. I think I was right. Yeah, because the whatever, Ares, Skeletron Prime, he despawned, and then the worm came in instead, and then the twins were still there. So I think it's just about finding a combination that, like, I can dodge well enough. And honestly, I think that one might be it. Maybe. Let me try with the twins this time and check it out. Alright, we're gonna go ahead and try Artemis and Apollo this time. And I'm gonna try and maybe cheese a little bit by spawning a few of these over here and see if I can, like, make them spawn into it. Yeah, that kind of worked. I feel like these guys are probably gonna be the easiest solo. Oh, nope, I lied. I do not know. I was gonna say, because I feel like I kind of know what their pattern is gonna be, but nope, I truly have no idea. I do not know what is happening. You know what? That wasn't a terrible attempt. I feel like maybe I want to try that one again. Because I realized that if I use Yarn's Crystal, I can hit 2 of the Skeletron guy's arms at once. So maybe if I get him low enough again, he'll, like, I don't know, maybe he'll despawn or something? Or maybe his arms will just break like the normal Skeletron? I don't know. I guess let's just try a combination of that one and then, like, fighting the twins, or fighting Skeletron first, and see which one we can do better with. You know, I took a lot of damage, but I feel like that variation might not be too bad. I can basically ignore the worm, I think. I think that's what I'm kind of finding out. Because the worm, like, as long as I don't, like, run into it, its lasers are pretty easy to dodge, so I'm not sure. Oh, shit. Okay. This is gonna be a really... Wow, this is gonna be a really hard fight. So, I don't know exactly what percent it was, but I had, like, a decent first phase. Like, I did the Skeletron one first, got it out of the way, so then it was the worm and the twins. Got one of the twins down, like, maybe a little over a quarter of the way, maybe like a quarter, something like that. And then Skeletron came back in. And I didn't notice if the worm was still there. Honestly, it probably was. So I think what's gonna end up happening is maybe they're gonna, like, tag out through the fight. So I'm gonna get them all down, like, little by little. Something like that. Or maybe they're all just gonna come in at the same time and try and, like, do things to my little boy booty. Who knows? But either way, it's gonna be a lot of attempts. It's definitely gonna be a lot of attempts. There's probably gonna be a pretty sizable death montage in this video. That was a really good attempt, so I think that's going to be my new strat. I might even include that whole attempt. That was honestly really good. Basically, my new strat, which I don't even know if it's a strat, I just fly up diagonally, and then I come back down diagonally. And usually that kind of works, and I don't get hit all that much. Apart from, like, the floating islands occasionally getting in the way, that did pretty well. At least up until, like, I guess, the third phase. I don't know how many phases there are. Until, like, they all three come together at the same time, that pretty much dodges everything. Okay, update. I got to a new phase, which is good. I think at about, like, 25% health on one of them, they all go away, and then just the one that has the 25% health remains. Not terrible, I would say. I don't know. Like, I'm at low health for, like, the entire fight, so I don't know. I also swapped out... Oh my god, I didn't. Oh my god, I didn't do... Okay, I was gonna say I swapped out this accessory for the Chaos Stone, and then I was gonna say I don't think the Chaos Stone is doing anything because I still had, like, no damage, and that's why I never swapped it out. That's why my damage was so low. Okay, I'm gonna try now with the Chaos Stone instead, to try and, like, boost my damage at all. And I guess we'll see how this goes. I, unfortunately, know what the definition of insanity is, and because of that, I can tell you with 100% certainty that what I've been doing, is not gonna cut it anymore. Oh, and also I'm back at my college house, so sorry if it's a little bit echoey or the audio is different, but that's the reason. But yeah, no, so basically for the past 15 or so attempts, I would say, I've been going to this side of the world, and then I just go up and down diagonally until I reach this arena, and then this arena fucks me up because every time I go up, I can't technically go down diagonally because all these platforms stop me for like a split second, and that second is long enough for me to get anally blasted by basically all the attacks all of them have. So I'm forced to avoid basically this entire part of the world, which leads me to a lot of problems. So, what I'm proposing is something I didn't want to have to do, but I think, unfortunately, I am actually going to have to make an arena for this boss fight, and the reason I didn't want to do that so bad was because making an arena for this fight basically means I take 1/4 of my world and I ruin it. So, what I'm gonna do is I'm going to take this area here. I'm gonna take from right about here to the sky, so right about here to probably like somewhere over here, enough to where like I don't get clipped out by the world, but I can still have a ton of area. And then I'll just make a giant box, and maybe I'll dig down a little bit, but we'll see, because I really don't want to destroy the world too much. And I'm gonna completely erase all of this. I'm gonna make some like minecart tracks or whatever, so I can like hook them without, you know, having them stop my free fall. And that's what we're gonna do for an arena. And I really, really hope that's enough space. Because if it's not, then I either have to make the arena, like, double the size, Or my second option is I can go into a whole fresh world and just destroy like the whole world and make that world my arena. But I don't really want to do that because I feel like that's not quite in spirit with what I'm trying to do for this playthrough. So first we're going to try this. I'm going to delete like basically just these two floating islands and some of these platforms and flatten it out, make a decent little arena here. And then we'll just see what happens. Hopefully that helps a little bit. Oh, and also, apparently up until now, I have never gotten the Drunken Princess NPC, so we can go ahead and check in on our death count, and so far it's at 1, so, you know, after this episode, I can come back and show you guys how many deaths I have had after I make the new arena to the Exo Mechs. And 2 hours later, actually no, it has been longer than 2 hours, but after an unspecified amount of hours later, I am back, and I have made my arena. Now, on the surface, right, for a Terraria arena, this is absolutely massive. For a Calamity arena, for an Exo Mechs arena, honestly, I still think this is pretty small. I think this is around, like, 1,000 or so blocks in width, and, like, it's basically surface height to, like, sky height, which I think the height is probably fine. I'm not sure about the width. But this is what we're going with. So I'll show you guys what we have set up. First off, for the platforms, I didn't use minecarts because instead I decided to use this little trick, which is basically just to put platforms down, and you can hammer the platforms once until they become stairs. And basically what this does, it allows you to still, for the most part, walk on them. Like, occasionally you slip through just because of, like, I'm not really sure why. I think maybe some, like, kind of game tick thing. Like, you see, I went down to, like, the bottom part for some reason here. And occasionally you can fall through. But for the most part, like, if you're just running along, you won't fall through like that randomly. But the good thing about, you know, putting the platforms in this stair formation is because if you are flying around like this, like normal, if you just hold down, you don't stop on the platforms at all. Like, if I had regular platforms here, when you fall through them, you stop for a second like that. You see that? You stop for a second. Basically, no matter what you do, like, I'm just holding down, but you can't stop the player from not stopping for a second like that, if that made any sense. But because these are oriented in, like, the staircase format, you don't stop at all. You just fall right through them as if they were, like, not even there. But if you don't hold down, you can just walk along them as if they were regular platforms, which is really, really nice. So I decided to do that. And also, you can still, like, grapple through them, and also, mounts will also fall through them, which is pretty nice. Very occasionally, the slime mount doesn't fall through, but, like, I think it's supposed to, or something. Like, I don't know if it's supposed to, but if I hold down, it will fall through like normal, like if I'm just moving around as a player. So that's all well and good. And then next, I'm sure you guys have noticed these new buffs. So first off, these blue buffs here are from these candles. So we have, like, the weightless candle, the vigorous candle, the resilient candle, and then the spiteful candle. And basically, these were also sold from, like, the Drunken Princess. The weightless candle gives you 10% increased movement speed, 10% wing time, and 5% acceleration. The vigorous candle gives you something. What is this? So the vigorous candle will let the player regenerate 0.4% of their maximum health per second, and this regeneration is still active even when the player is moving around and flying and all that. And it also bypasses Revengeance mode caps, whatever that is. I wasn't aware that there were Revengeance mode caps for health regeneration, but I guess it's good that we're bypassing whatever those may be. The resilient candle lets the player defend 5% more of damage. I said that a bit weird, but basically 5% more damage reduction from that candle. And then finally, the spiteful candle will let all nearby enemies take 5% more damage from you. And it also says that this extra damage bypasses enemy damage reduction and defense. So basically what I did is I put these all around our arena so that basically we have 100% uptime on all of these. There is no gaps anywhere in the arena where I do not have these buffs active. Except for, like, maybe some area, like, down here if I'm flying. It looks like actually no. Oh, no, okay, there. For, like, a second at the very bottom layer of the arena, they go away. But they also have a bunch of them set up at the very bottom of the arena, so it is like that. And then the second to last thing I did is I went ahead and changed a few of my potions out. Mainly, I just got these 3 other potions, as you can see, with this little pink icon. And those are the Mage, not the Mage combination, the Moscow Mule, the Tequila Sunrise, and then, where is it? The Screwdriver. And these were also, again, sold from the Drunken Princess NPC, which is pretty cool. So the Moscow Mule boosts damage by 9%, knockback by 50%, which doesn't really matter, and critical strike chance by 3%. The Tequila Sunrise, again, boosts knockback by 20%, which still doesn't matter, crit chance by 8%, and during the daytime, I get 10 more defense, which is important, and we'll get to that in a minute. And then finally, we got the Screwdriver, which multiplies piercing projectile damage by 1.05%, which I'm pretty sure should come out to be a lot more damage, especially because with this weapon right here, this weapon pierces, and this is the weapon that I mainly use against this guy, Ares, which is like the Skeletron guy, and he has like 2 weapons diagonally, so that should be hopefully making me do a lot more damage against specifically him, and also just kind of help overall because, you know, piercing weapon. And then back to the defense, as I mentioned earlier, you guys may be able to tell that my defense is only 190, and I'm pretty sure it used to be around like 270, like it was super high. And the reason it is so low now is because I switched out all of the reforges on my accessories to be menacing instead of warding. So basically, instead of getting like a plus 10 defense and then plus 4% damage reduction, it's just a plus 4% damage. And the reason I did this is because I looked at a few guides and videos online, and a lot of the people were saying that raw damage is really, really helpful for this fight. That may or may not be just because I was watching no-hit speedruns of the mechanical bosses, but you know what? If I have to do a little bit of no-hit speedrunning, then that's what I'm going to do. So I went ahead and changed to the increased damage, and honestly, this is not a super big change, so if anything, if I'm just getting absolutely slapped around, I can go ahead and change this back, no big deal. But I figured we can go ahead and try a few fights with the menacing on and just see if the damage is enough to kind of push me a bit further in this fight. But with that being said, without further ado, I guess we just gotta practice. You know, I put this arena up to the test, see if I need to change it at all, make it a bit bigger, or if this is good. And, yeah, I guess time to relearn the fight in an actual arena. Yeah, this is gonna take some practice. Well, isn't this a fun glitch? That noise just won't go away. Did I? Did I? Did I? Let's fucking go! Yeah! I'm gonna come! Fuck, I have class right now. Oh, right now I have class. Oh, shit. Okay, no, let me actually collect these. I legitimately do have class right now. I have to leave. And I am back. So it's actually been 2 days since that last clip, because you guys don't know, which you definitely wouldn't know because I've never said this before. But that class I was talking about, that class starts at 6:30 p.m. and it ends at 9 o'clock p.m. So afterwards I didn't have any time to record. And then all of yesterday, I was also just like, you know, busy with school and stuff. So I also didn't have time to record. But here we are back, finishing up this episode finally. Oh my god, the anticipation has been killing me. It was like a second for you and 2 extra days for me. But the anticipation is gonna have to wait a little bit longer because before we check out any of this stuff, there's one thing we have to check first, because at the end of the boss fight, Draedon went and he said some stuff. He typed in chat, and obviously, you know, I had to leave and come back in the world, so we don't have the chat. So I'm wondering if, can I summon this guy again, or will this just redo the whole fight? Because I have a sneaking suspicion this will just redo the whole fight, which, okay, it will. I'm gonna save and quit one more time because I don't want to do that. Alright, hopefully that actually does get rid of the boss thing. Okay, it did, good. So that's a little bit unfortunate, but that's okay, because I do have the text that it read on my other monitor here, so I can read what it says. It says, "This land has become stale and you know what, let me do this. An unknown factor, a catalyst is what you are. Nearly as alien as I to this land and its history. Excuse my introspection, I must gather my thoughts after that display. This land has become stale and stiff with blood that has been spilled until now. You have also spilled blood, but it may be enough to usher a new age. Of what, I do not know, but it is something I am eager to see. Now, you wish to reach the tyrant. I cannot assist you in that. It is not a matter of spite, for I would wish nothing more than to observe such a conflict. But you have managed before. You will find a way eventually. I must acknowledge your triumph, but I will return now to my machinery." Ooh, damn! Okay! That was cold. That was cold. That was just a great little speech he gave at the end there. And you know what? I think with that being done, there's one more thing I want to do. One more thing before I go ahead and show you guys what we actually got from the Exo Mechs. But that is, I want to go talk to the Drunken Princess NPC to see how many times I died during that fight. I don't think it's honestly a terribly crazy amount. I'm gonna wager my guess on, I want to say like, I either want to say 40 or 60 attempts. I'm gonna say 40. I'm gonna say it's somewhere in the mid 40s, so maybe like 44, 45. Let's go ahead and see. Deal so good, I'll shit myself. Sorry, just had a minor stroke. Alright, death count, here we go. Okay, well that's that's just simply not true. Okay, it seems the Drunken Princess NPC, the death count maybe isn't really working, or maybe it only works if I haven't like saved and logged out, possibly. Unfortunate. I can try and check again, I guess, at the end of the video, see if it changed, but it probably won't. But anyway, I suppose, gamers, with that being said, let's go ahead and actually check out some of this stuff. And we're going to start, of course, with the lore. So let me go ahead and read this out here. Press the wrong button. What a terrifying marvel of engineering. Draedon's speciality always lay in the machines of war, but these are immaculate. His bold claim that no god can match his work is, however, incorrect. He is not privy to the traitor almighty. Regardless, from steel and wit alone, he has forged engines of mass destruction that rivals Calamities. Also, let me go ahead and just summon this guy, get this slime out of here. Draedon is an abnormal monster beyond compare. He is entirely devoid of humanity and compassion. With technology, his incomprehensibly with technology this incomprehensibly advanced, he stands at the precipice of apotheosis. He can fabricate such dreadful synthetic nightmares at will. His resources must be nigh unlimited. Were he to lose his temper, if he even has one, all of life's hopes would be smothered in an instant, silenced by a torrent of silicon. Though perhaps you may leverage his unimaginable craft to your advantage and seek insight from him. Whoa! So basically, this man is the Dr. Robotnik of Terraria. I mean, this guy's crazy. He just makes machines. What? I gotta read that sentence again. Hold on. With technology this incomprehensibly advanced, he stands at the precipice of how did I even say that word the first time? Of apotheosis. I don't know. That's crazy. That is a crazy sentence. Oh my god. But that's done. Go ahead and turn it to daytime just so you guys can see the background all nice and pretty, right? And it is finally time. We actually go ahead and take a look at the drops that we got from the Exo Mechs. Also, you know what? I just want to see that check mark. Oh, there we go. Damn. I just needed to see that check mark. Oh my god. But here we go. So first off, let's go ahead and start with whatever this is. This is the Thanatos trophy. Okay. So this is one for the Thanatos. So I assume that there's two other trophies for Ares, and then the third one. I forgot what the name is, but that's pretty cool. Treasure bag is a nice little box here. Let's go ahead and open it up. 3, 2, 1. Let me move this over here. Bam! Alright, so first off, we got 32 of these Exo Prisms, which this is the crafting material for the final bar in the game, which is the Shadow Spec bar, although this only comes into play after we've also defeated Supreme Witch Calamitous, because that will drop the Ashes of Annihilation. Can we make anything? We can make some stuff with this first, though. This looks like... Okay, so this is just some, like, armor here. You know, maybe we're gonna have to make that next episode. Who knows? We also got Unholy Atlas, Unholy Atlas Munitions Beacon. 200 summon damage. It does a lot. It drops down a crate from the sky that houses a mounted stationary cannon. The cannon will fire at enemies within its range. If an enemy is in close proximity, it will enter overdrive mode. When in overdrive mode, the cannon uses 3 barrels that each collectively fire. The cannon also heats up the more it fires in overdrive mode. Right-click while holding this item to pick up the cannon and reuse it for yourself. When held, the cannon will always be in overdrive mode. If the cannon overheats due to overdrive mode, you are forced to drop it. Pressing right-click allows you to drop it manually. If the held cannon is dropped near the mount, it will reattach automatically. What the fuck was any of that, huh? Okay, so this is first off, this is a summon weapon. It's a turret summon weapon. So let's go ahead and see what it does. Oh, that was the coolest thing I've ever seen. That was the coolest thing I've ever seen in my whole life. That's awesome. So I'm guessing, you know, if I just go ahead and spawn something in here, right? It starts shooting. That does good. That does great damage actually. For just a stationary sentry? Like, I don't even think that takes a minion slot. But oh, I can see it's overheating, right? So is it gonna enter overdrive mode now, or is it just gonna like disable? It looks like the effects are maybe bigger. So is it doing like more damage? No. Or is just that like overdrive mode? Oh, that, wait, hold on. I right-clicked with this. Now it's shooting faster. That's overdrive mode. Weird. Weird. So when the hell the cannon will always be in overdrive mode? Okay, I see. So if I switch off of it, it's not, I guess? What does it say? It says I can like pick it up, right? Something about picking up the cannon. Press right-click while holding this item to pick up the cannon and use it for yourself. Oh my god! Oh, that's so cool! Hold on, let me do this so I can fly. Alright, let me... Yo, that's sick. That is so cool. I don't really know why I would use this. Well, oh, and there we go. I dropped it because it overheated. But I can pick it up again. I can like put it back. That's so cool. That is so cool. I don't really know why I would ever pick this up and use it instead of like any of my other weapons, because you know I'm so late game at this point. But that's awesome. That's so awesome. Can I like disable this at all? Like, can I get rid of this? Or do I just have to like spawn it somewhere else? Like, how do I like get rid of this thing now? Maybe I don't. Maybe it's just here forever now. Oh, it just disappeared. Okay. There we go. I guess that's fine by me. So what else did we go ahead and get? We got the lucky Draedon's Heart, 48 defense. Wow. 15% reduced contact damage from enemies. Reduces defense damage taken by 50%. Okay. Replaces Adrenaline with the Nanomachines meter. Unlike Adrenaline, you lose no Nanomachines when you take damage, but they stop accumulating for 1 second. Okay, that's fine. With full Nanomachines, press V to heal 360 health over 2 seconds. While healing, you take 50% less damage. Nanomachines, son. Okay. That's pretty cool. So basically, instead of the damage boost you get from Adrenaline, it replaces that with a heal and damage reduction for 2 seconds. That's pretty cool. I mean, I guess I'll consider this for the next episode for, you know, Supreme Witch Calamitous fight, but I don't think that's going to be particularly anything special. Or at the very least, I'm probably not going to have that on, but, you know, we'll see. We also got a Draedon mask, so there we go. I'll put that on. Just to, you know, look like Draedon, I guess, for a little bit. Looks kind of weird. I'll take that back off. We got the Exo box. Materializes a quite cozy and extremely nimble flying Exo throne. Hold none while sitting in the throne to move slower for more precision. Okay, very cool. So I just get to, I get his gamer chair. Ooh! Okay, this is cool. Wow. And it says, like, you can hold, you know, a keybind for more precision, right? But, like, this is already super precise. Like, it just goes, like, with my other mounts, right? It has, like, a little bit of a cooldown, speed up period. Like, I'm not pressing anything, just letting it decelerate naturally. But with this, nah, it's just, you just stop. Very cool. It looks to be pretty fast, too. So, you know, that's going to be helpful for this upcoming boss fight, I bet. We also went ahead and got ourselves, it looks like a rogue weapon. It is the glorious Refraction Rotator. Fires a huge prismatic disc shuriken. The shuriken shatters moment after impact into homing rockets, and then stealth strikes do more rockets. So let's go ahead and check this out first off. So, bam. Ooh, oh, that's pretty cool. It also goes through blocks, I saw. And yeah, it exploded into a bunch of seeking shit. Very cool. Very fast, too. Wow, look at this. Wow, I wonder, does it pierce infinitely? It looks like it does. It looks like the actual shuriken pierces infinitely, but, like, the homing rockets don't. That's really good. Dude, I'm getting so excited for my playthrough of the rogue class eventually, because, like, this stuff is so cool. I know I'm at super endgame, so, like, obviously it's gonna be cool, but that's still really cool. And then finally, it looks like the last thing we got was the Spine of Thanatos, which is a melee weapon. Releases 3 fast metallic whips outward. Once all 3 collide, a prism of light is shot outward. If an enemy is within the line of sight of the whips on collision, the light fires towards it. Very cool. So I guess I'll test some of these slimes too. Whoa! Whoa! Oh my god, yo! That is not the effect I thought it would have, but that is so cool. Decent damage. It is doing some decent damage. I will take that. That's really cool. But now, gamers, with that being done, we officially only have one boss left in the entire Calamity mod, and that boss is none other than Supreme Witch Calamitous. We have all but beaten the Calamity mod at this point. We have basically taken out the final boss. I mean, like, the Exo Mechs and Supreme Witch Calamitous, they can be fought interchangeably, right? Like, at this stage of progression that we're at, it doesn't matter which one we fight first. So we're pretty much halfway there on the final boss already. But with that being said, we have a few things left to do before we can fully call this series over. Obviously, first, we need to have one more episode just to beat Supreme Witch Calamitous, right? Like, next episode, we are going to be fighting and beating Supreme Witch Calamitous. But, with that being said, we are also going to be changing our loadout technically one final time, but, like, more like 2 final times. We'll get to that later. But we're going to be changing our loadout one final time from this Mage magic loadout into a melee loadout for the Supreme Witch Calamitous fight, because I feel like that's just natural. Like, with all the brand new super cool Calamity melee weapons that they've added, it only feels natural that we take down the final boss of the mod with some of those very cool melee weapons. And then the reason I say technically one more change of loadout is because if you guys notice, after Supreme Witch Calamitous, there's one final thing we can do, and that is actually a boss rush. So I'm thinking that after we defeat Supreme Witch Calamitous, we can go ahead and get some of those super cool, what were they called? The super cool Shadow Spec bars, the final tier of bars in the whole mod. which is the super OP endgame stuff. And we can go ahead and do boss rush, because I think that'd be very fun. And maybe we can do a few other challenges or stuff. If you guys want to see that, let me know in the comments. But with that being said, gamers, that is going to be it for this episode. So for sure, 100%, you better tune into next episode, because it is going to be absolutely crazy, and I have a lot of things to do to prepare for that episode. So I'm going to go ahead and do that now. So like the videos if you like it, subscribe if you really liked it. Thanks for watching, and be sure to tune in to the next episode. And yeah, I've already said my piece. Like, subscribe, do all this stuff, and I will see you next time. Peace.